Hello.
Yes, take it away.
Hey, this is Casey. I was going to say, first of all, hello, George.
Hi, Casey.
And I have two quick questions for Stuart. The first being, I guess, open to either one of you, is the reptilians that you guys are speaking of, is this similar to the reptoids that have been spoken of in the past on this program? And
Yep.
Number two question also, Stuart was claiming, he was talking about certain members of Congress, or I should say political members, having lesions taken off of them, being, I guess, remnants of leftover reptilian skin. Is he claiming, or, I'm sorry, Stuart, could you claim that anyone, could you name a name, I'm saying, in the United States, political member? I guess that's kind of a not very clear question.
Well, I'll just tell you, for example, Vice President Cheney had this done, and so did President Bush.
That's exactly what came to mind.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and as far as the first question, honestly, I don't know about what was discussed on this program previously about reptoids, but I would imagine they're similar or the same.
Very similar.
Okay. Well, that'll be all. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Case, thank you. Appreciate you being part of the program. Let's see. Well, my machines are jammed up here, Stuart. So let's go to our pick a card here, Stevie, until I get my computer back up. East of the Rockies. You're on Coast to Coast.
Hi.
Hello there.
Hi, this is Steve from Springfield, Mass.
Hey, Steve.
Hi. And I have a question for the guest, and I'm not trying to attack the messenger. I keep my mind very open to all these subjects. But also, I'm not the kind of person that buys the Brooklyn Bridge for $1 right away either. And I'd like to know how he explains the hard evidence that we have about history, like the geological layers, the KT boundary all over the Earth, above which there's no dinosaur fossils found, which is 65 million years old. And, it's a fascinating thing that he's talking about, but I'm just thinking about all this different knowledge that I have, some of which would require the cooperation of all kinds of geologists and scientists and paleontologists. And we're talking about a government whose secret agency can't even keep top secret anti-terrorist programs out of the New York Times. I'm wondering about these things.
All right, that's a good question. Go ahead, Stuart.
Mm-hmm, yes. History, science, all of the publicly released information on those topics are basically sanctioned by the government. And in fact, history is written by the victors, as they say, and it's been rewritten many times. And, I had a client, an elderly man from Tennessee, who remembered years ago in the 1920s when he was in public school reading from his school book about Admiral Byrd's trip to the North Pole, where he found an entrance to the inner Earth and the tropical plants and animals that existed there. And then he said one day that there were people from Washington that came to the school and took all the books away and replaced them with different books that didn't have that information in it anymore. So as we go through time and as certain control systems are in place, different information is released to the public. There was something called Education 2000. That was a global education system where everyone in every country had to learn the same history, the same science, no matter where they lived. So there's a globalization of information, and the information has to be approved by the global government. So basically what I'm saying is that science information, history information is written so that you understand things in a certain way, and very often it obliterates or covers up the truth.
Anne from California says this program makes a lot of sense. Please ask Stuart why we seem to be acting like zombies all the time. Now, she's right about that. People seem brain dead.
I've been saying that a very long time, and, again, it goes what I mentioned about creating a robotical society where everyone just performs their function without question. And not only that, they want everyone to be on some kind of a pill, some medication that alters the way you think, alters the brain waves, and they enhance this with ELF that they bombard the earth with to make people go along with whatever it is that's happening on the planet at the moment. So yes, people are zombies. They're becoming zombies, and I'm hoping to wake them up from their slumber.
You're going to love this one. Please, George, no name, no city, no state. So I'm not going to. George, are you sitting down for this, Stuart, or are you standing?
I'm sitting.
All right. My niece is a Rothschild and was born with webbed feet. My spouse's sibling married into the family and explained that it wasn't a big deal, an anomaly that happens to the family once in a while, but I've always wondered. What do you think of that?
Well, it makes perfect sense to me.
There you go. Maybe proof, huh?
Yes.
That's it. That is weird. Okay, let's go back to the phones. Let's go to our West of the Rockies line. You're on with Stuart on Coast to Coast. Hi there.
Yes, this is Greg Ryan. I've been a long-time listener, about 10 years.
Well, thank you, Greg.
Oh, sure. I was wondering how angels would play into all this.
Yes, I actually write about this in my Healer's Handbook. And I call it an angelic hierarchy, which is part of our energetic structure. So that within our totality as a soul personality and as an oversoul, there are what I call angelic levels, which is really an energetic level, which is on the higher path towards the God mind. So within each of us is this ability to be angelic-like, and we can tap into that. And I actually teach exercises, visualizations, where we can tune in to the frequencies of the angelic hierarchy within each of us.
Yes, I see. So I had an NDE, near-death experience, and it changed my life. I believe I went before the God light, the God force, and it just it was incredible. And I was told that love, we were here to learn to love. You know, love is the answer, basically.
Yes.
So, yes.
Yes, unconditional love and acceptance is absolutely paramount to everything that exists.
You've heard about Mothman, right? The Mothman story?
Yes.
Might that have been a reptilian?
No, that was actually a genetic hybrid program that escaped from a base underneath West Virginia.
Oh, you got to tell me about that.
Well, the government for many years has been creating what is called chimeras, which are mixtures of species. They take genetics of one species, mix it with another. They do this in many locations, one of which was under a base in West Virginia. They also do it in Plum Island, which is off the coast of Montauk and Long Island.
Right.
And they have been doing it in various locations in the western United States as well. And so, yes, the Mothman was nothing more than one of these creatures that escaped from one of the holding pens.
That's an incredible story. So where is Mothman now?
Well, these creatures exist in these places under the earth. They could be anywhere where they're holding these chimeras or experimenting with them. We're now seeing on the conventional media stories where they're actually telling you about what they create. Mice with human ears, cows with human genetics. They're telling you
the cat and rabbit chimera.
Yeah.
You've heard about that, right?
Well, I don't know if those are valid or not, but they have really mixed genetics of everything you can imagine, animals with insects, insects with humans, you name it. And in fact, a lot of the plants that we consume are chimera because some of the corn, some of the other vegetables have human genetics in it and insect genetics in them.
Okay, let's go to our East of the Rockies line. It's your turn. Hello there.
Hi.
Hi. Where are you calling from?
I'm sorry, Hot Springs, Arkansas.
Okay, go ahead.
And there's a million questions I could ask, but if I can only ask one, it would be, is the general population that lives underground, are they as unaware of us as we are of them, or do they all know about us?
Okay, all of population that is underground, and I am assuming that you're talking about the inner earth, not just underground bases.
Right, exactly, sorry.
Yeah, they are aware of what's on the surface, absolutely, because they know that they live inside of the planet, and they know there is an outside of the planet.